Good evening, my welders. Yes, I'm back out in the layout for the first time in almost 2 weeks. Today, as you guys know, I haven't really been able to get out here much because of how sick I've been. But I have been able to squeak in a little time here and there to get some stuff done. Biggest thing I've been working on is getting the rock work going and starting to reforest the main layout. This is all being cleaned up, which, as you guys can see from previous videos, that's a pretty good size area for me to get clean. This is the next, and of course over to where I was working previously, which, as you can see, that's become a tree working area. Which, another project, well, not necessarily a project, well, might as well call it a project. I picked this up about about 3 weeks ago, actually. Now, you guys have probably seen these kits. They come as pewter tree armatures, which, as you can see, they come out pretty nice looking trees. I still gotta get around to doing some dry brushing on this one, and the rest of that pile there. But to give you an idea how nice they come out, there's one, and there's another. Which, as you can see, I got some additional stuff. And at Virginia Beach, I picked this up. One highly recommended item to get. But with the scenic kit, the way the product, your grass and stuff comes is in these type of style bags. So, as you can see, I got plenty of the grass, as well as several different other colors. Fine earth, yellow grass, and I've also got soil and one or two others. Which, that's just the beginning of what I'm going to be doing over the next couple days. Because right as it sits right now, I'm about 60 to 75% completely over this. Well, actually, I'd say more closer to about 85-90% now. Just goes to show you how far out I am. But in case you guys have noticed, I'm starting to pick up a few more of these little box fans. 12-volt box fans is all they are. To help keep this cool. And as soon as I can accumulate some more 2x4s, 2x6s, and other necessary items, me and my uncle have been busy. Because I want to show you guys what we've been working on for the last couple Sundays. Well, I really can't show you too much. But of course, there's no moonlight. But we've got my brother's shed enclosed now. So, that's one step further to get along. The other thing, which I don't know if I haven't posted this yet, but these are the 35 amp hour batteries I picked up. And that's what the AH stands for, amp hour. And that's over a 20-hour period. So I could theoretically pull 35 amps out of that battery for 20 hours straight before it's dead. And mind you, 1, 2, 3 of them. So yeah, I got a little bit of backup now for the power. And so far they've been holding steady about 14 volt. So, it's one step closer. Next step is a couple more panels, but that can be done. Oh, another major thing I picked up. Anybody familiar with stepper motors should notice the importance of these little puppies. I got 3 of them identical now. Well, total 5 identical now, which is 1/3 of the items I needed for my 3D printer. Which, as Ron's Trains and Things previously showed, how you can go for a printer. Honestly, if you can find an old copying machine, you get these kind of goodies too. 12 volt. Box fans. This is a 4-inch model. The ones like I have up there are 6-inch, but those are usually 110 volt. These are 12. Correction, this is 24, but it'll still run 12. It just runs at half speed. But the way these work, your red and black wire is your positive and negative. The white is the ground, which you can just emit. So, which technically, if you're running 24 volt, all that is basically saying, oh, I need to switch on. Oh, I need to switch off. Yeah, for what we do, we don't need that. But I pulled down a copying machine and got all sorts of little goodies out of it, including an entire saying it's going to save me a hell of a lot of work. That was the tray from the scanning bed of that printer. That puppy by itself is going to save me a hell of a lot of work, because all I have to do is mount a piece of, figure a way of mounting glass to it, and bingo, I got the base for the 3D printer already built. And that's the first milestone. As far as what's been going on as far as new acquisitions, at the show up there in Richmond, other than those trees I picked up, Atlas Kato RS3, which back in the early 90s, Atlas had to get with Kato and have Kato manufacture drivetrains in the N-scale market. That's when Atlas really took off, as far as the quality we see today from their mechanisms. They reverse engineered it from there and made what we have today. The other thing, a buck. I'm going to actually show you guys how I take this little caboose, which came with the horn hooks, and eventually turn it into this. Which don't know if I can get the glare. But actually, inside the windows there, you can probably barely see it below my finger there. But I've actually got acetate in all the windows. There you go. You can actually see it now. That's what the acetate does. I'm going to show you guys how to go about creating these little N-scale bobbers, which are not that hard. You're basically just doing a coupler change over and adding the acetate. But these little bobber cabooses are very handy for switching maneuvers, especially in coal country. Now, I got a couple engines currently in my back shop list, which the ones I have got ready. Unfortunately, because of sickness, I wasn't able to get up to the post office. And, of course, being already 6 o'clock, post office closed for the day. I'll have to get up there next day or so and pick up the boxes and start getting some stuff mailed out to you guys. Mike, you're one of them. And Cheryl, I got a few more turnouts to pull after I get them built and new ones installed, which I think I might be able to start pull them out early because I got paper templates now for them. So you're going to be seeing some stuff from me too, Cheryl. And as far as Mike Greenwood, I want to get back with you next day or so on the blast furnace measurements, which I want to say it's probably closer to about 9 inches wide. That is just the blast furnace now, by about a foot long. Yeah, only a foot, which is way too short for a blast furnace. Realistically, they should be triple that length. Because a foot and end scale is 160 feet. And from what several people who I'm in the Facebook Steel Modelers group, if you're interested in steel mill modeling, good place to start. And also, if you get a chance, check out Youngstown Steel Heritage. They're in the process of restoring one of the narrow gauge engines that worked up at Lee & Jones, number 58. That engine's been under restoration for going on 3 years now. They got the boiler finally ready for its blessing. First time it's been steamed in almost 60 years. And a few other projects they're working on too. As far as what's going on with the Old Dominion chapter, I've only been in contact with the chapter president and made it up to one meeting last year. In the last few months, it's been pretty busy. But they're all hurting for money because they want to get a couple of things done, and unfortunately Norfolk Southern is throwing a massive wrench in the works. I mainly think it's because of one person who was intentionally trying to sabotage the whole thing. Why people do this, I have no clue. You try and help an organization out and all they want to do is come back and pee on your parade. Oh well, karma. But I will be getting this up and running here in the next week or so. Hopefully probably by Friday. All I can say is the following. Anyway, model railroaders, sorry for the long delayed update. But I'm back on the mend, out of the bed, and actually up and about doing stuff. I'm taking medications, if you guys are wondering, to deal with, because it's been downgraded from the flu to just a sinus infection. Which, believe me, I'd rather deal with a sinus infection any day of the week over the flu. Because this year's strain is something you do not want to play with. But there have been a few additional things I did forget to mention, because I didn't post them during the last update. Because this is something I have worked on since, and yes, I know this area needs to get cleaned back up again. But we all know how the flat areas become catch-all points. Anyway, you can see what's been going on. In fact, oh, there we go. One of them I forgot to paint. Oh well, now you can see what those trees look like before you paint them. All I used was Rust-Oleum rusty metal surface prep. There's also some tree stumps I need to locate wherever the hell they went to, because they're going to go on into a couple deep areas on the layout. Which, as you guys can see, the plaster work has progressed in significant ways. I still have to get back in, put another layer on, and start the carving process. Oh well, that's not time for another day. Uh-oh. Well, got another little patch to chip out. Oh well. Anyway, my Raiders, have a good night.